Breaking news tonight, the president gives the order. Some JFK files will stay secret for now. 2,800 pages of documents will be released, but the rest are under review. President Trump says that he was convinced that some of those files need to stay classified.
Our team in the newsroom has been on standby all day waiting for the document dump. Let's get right to senior political reporter Jason Whiteley and former WFA reporter Pierce Allman, who was there the day Kennedy died. Gentlemen?
Pierce was, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Cynthia, first, a few strong words from the president this afternoon saying each agency head should be extremely circumspect in recommending any further postponement of disclosure of records. He's telling the FBI and the CIA, the president's telling the FBI and the CIA, hey, I need to know exactly what you're talking about, what you don't want released. Prove that it would hurt national security, and I will decide by March 12th. As you mentioned, we have a special guest in here, somebody who roamed these halls years ago. Pierce Allman is a former WFA radio reporter here from 1957 to 1964. You were in Dealey Plaza. What do you think about the president ordering that 2,800 of the remaining files be released, but not all of them? But here, I guess, let me ask you this, Pierce. What's not in those files that we're not going to see tonight?
Oh, probably mostly correspondence back and forth, part of the squabble between the FBI and the CIA. The FBI was not really informed about a lot of details of Oswald's visit to Mexico. The day of the assassination, I think the agent assigned to Marina was eating lunch somewhere, and Hosty, who was assigned to Oswald, was unaware, had no clue about the Mexico City involvement. Otherwise, he would have been on him.
So to make sure people understand, before Lee Harvey Oswald came to Dallas in November of '63, he was in Mexico City. He was spouting communist propaganda and things like that. The CIA didn't keep a good eye on him while they were there, not knowing what he might do. Is that right?
It's hard to say without going back through the records and finding out what they say that they did or what they didn't do. Probably the two agencies that would have the most embarrassment would be the FBI and the CIA. And I suspect that some of the stuff that's being withheld pertains to them. And when it does come out, it'll be redacted, which will just add fuel to the controversies. They will continue no matter what is released. If all the documents were released, the guys who want to follow the conspiracy theories will do it.
It's been 54 years. Pierce, did you ever think this conversation would be continuing this many years later?
Yeah, I did. I really think that the American public just doesn't want to believe that a loner, a loser like Oswald, could accomplish something so momentous, so incredibly devastating by himself. It just belies the imagination. So, yeah, it's tough.
And it's the FBI and the CIA who waited to the last minute here. So to back it up for people to understand, in 1992, Congress passed a law requiring all of the JFK files, things from the State Department, CIA, Secret Service, FBI, everywhere, the Warren Commission, all this needs to be released within 25 years of the passage of that law, which tonight at midnight marks the end of 25 years. So we've been watching the archives.gov website page, and this is what's up on the screen right now. When you go to that main page, archives.gov, about halfway down you'll see a gray bar that says stay tuned for updates about JFK assassination records. Click on that and it brings you to this page here. You go on down and we keep waiting for these files to be updated. The most recent ones are from July 2017. We're looking for a link, a blue link that says October 2017, which will have these 2,800 files that the president has ordered should come out this evening. The White House said they would be coming out sometime, imminently, they were saying, so we think it will be this evening.
Whatever they release, it will not alter the findings of the Warren Commission.
And the Warren Commission, bottom line, said this was a lone gunman that did this.
One man, one gun, 3 shots. And, frankly, the truth died with Oswald.
Indeed it did, and as long as these documents, some are withheld, it will continue to fuel these conspiracy theories.
It will.
Does that drive you crazy? Someone who was in Dealey Plaza that day?
Yeah, and I have a good friend, Hugh Ainsworth, who has traced every conspiracy theory over the last 40 or 50 years. None of them hold water. They just don't. When I met with the Warren Commission during the 50th, they were here for a panel. And they said, you know, you could criticize some of our methods, you could even criticize the way we went about things, but no one in 50 years has come forward with a shred of evidence contrary to our results.
Pierce, you've been around for a few years longer than I have. A question I had too is the government, all these agencies have had 25 years since this law was passed in 1992, 25 years to turn these over. Why are we down to the last minute? Why are we down to 5 or 6 hours before the official deadline, before these agencies will start violating federal law, and these guys are procrastinating like that?
All it can come down to, frankly, is personalities involved in the agencies. There are some folks who evidently are facing some degree of chagrin or embarrassment, although a lot of them, frankly, are probably not around now. But it's the agency itself, and that happens in a bureaucracy. It happens, at every level of government.
The president says by March 12th of next year, that's when I'm going to make the final decision on these remaining documents that aren't coming out tonight.
Yeah.
That's when he'll make the final decision on what's withheld and what's not withheld too.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever have closure about what happened in the city 54 years ago?
No, I don't. It's like it's like the Lincoln conspiracies and everything else. It has a life of its own now. And there are people that don't want to accept, first of all, government reports. There's a built-in distrust of anything emanating from a government source, which is kind of unfortunate. But no, I don't think the conspiracy theories will ever die.
Despite the full release of all this?
You can release all the documents, and all of the agencies can face up to what they did or did not do, whether or not they forwarded information to the other agencies. But no, it will not change.
Correct.
No one will ever know.
Fascinating insight. That's Pierce Allman, former WFA radio reporter from 1957 to 1964 here in Dallas. We're waiting on 2,800 pages, some of the remaining documents from the JFK files to be released. When that happens, we'll share it on social media, on WFA's Facebook page and Twitter as well. Back to you guys.